I want to thank my team for embarrassing me with that tidbit. But buenos dias, familia. It is amazing to be back at a HITEC summit. This is the third HITEC summit that I attend. My first was in Seattle, where it was announced that I was joining the organization. And we are incredibly excited for all of the new and exciting endeavors that we have in place for 2019, beginning with this summit. And as Julissa mentioned earlier, we are theming the entire year the year of leadership and emerging technologies, because we believe that it genuinely reflects and represents who we are at HITEC and who our community represents. Nelly, you said 3 times, right? There we go. When you hear me talk about HITEC, I talk about community. And I am passionate about the power of community, and that is what I see as part of this organization. We are a community of individuals, of technology executives, of CEOs, of CIOs, of innovators, of disruptors, and of emerging executives, executives that have been in the industry, that are rising through the ranks, that tomorrow will be in that C-suite. And we exist, we were created to help each other grow professionally and help each other grow personally. And I think that more than anything else, is the most significant and most important thing of who we are as an organization. We are here for each other. We are familia. And I am incredibly excited of what that potential means, right? The impact that we as a community can have, not just within our own companies, not just in our own personal development, but as in the country as a whole, right? How can the success that I have, how can the success that I can help you have, how can we lift our communities? How can we then go back and invest in our communities, volunteer in our communities, give back to our communities, ensure the success of all of us in this room, of our children, and of generations to come? How can we as an organization impact the future once and for all of the Hispanic community? How do we change the trajectory? How do we increase educational attainment? How do we combat the figure that we are almost 18% of the US population, yet about 5% of the tech workforce, knowing that that's growing? How do we impact that? That's who we are. That is the challenge that we have as an organization. That is a challenge that we have as everybody in this room to grow this organization and have an impact in the long term. I joined the organization about 7 months ago, and what we have been doing is setting the groundwork and laying the foundation for the type of growth that we all know is possible. A couple of things that have changed. Number one, I want you all to recognize that we have, for the very first time in our history, a change in the leadership from the highest levels at our board. I want to recognize the fact that this is Guillermo Diaz's G. I can say Guillermo. This is his first HITEC summit as chairman. So please help me recognize Guillermo. And we have a new executive committee. Rosa Ramos Kwok is our vice chair. Daryl Higueros is our treasurer. And Miriam Hernandez from KPMG is our board secretary. She couldn't join us this time, but she will be with us in July at our next summit. I'm going to introduce all of our new board members in just a few minutes, but I want to recognize that change is happening, right? I am the first employed, paid leader of this organization, and we are positioning to grow. But we can't do it without your help and without your support. So let me talk to you a little bit about the things that we have in place and the way that we're thinking about how we create and drive value for the members of our organization. First and foremost, we just left the Women in Tech Forum in partnership with Accenture and Bank of America. This picture is from our last summit. We had a standing room only crowd. So for those of you that weren't there, you missed an incredible program. This is something that we are committed to at HITEC, and we are looking forward to continuing to work with Accenture to grow the impact that these conversations and these collaborations and these relationships build into the future. Part of this summit's program is the HITEC 50. And the HITEC 50 is really our way of recognizing the top 50 leaders in Spanish and Portuguese-speaking America, in Iberoamerica, in Spain and Portugal, recognize these global leaders for their work and for their leadership. We have a significant number, 20 plus of our HITEC 50 that are here with us during this summit, and we're going to be recognizing them and their achievements at the dinner tonight. And then, of course, our HITEC 100, which is where this picture is from, recognizing the incredible talent that exists within the HITEC community, the 100 most influential, most impactful Hispanic leaders in technology. This is the event that we do at our fall summit, at our gala, so we look forward, and I see a lot of HITEC 100 award winners in the room. We look forward to continuing to celebrate your success into the future. And of course, our EEP Fellows program. This program is perhaps the cornerstone of who we are as an organization because it focuses on the next generation of Hispanic technology leaders. This year we have 51 fellows that are part of the program. Can I see a show of hands of those that are in the program today? This program has grown over the years, and we look forward to working with our team and Anne-Marie, who helps as a volunteer to run this program, to take it to the next level, to build additional resources for the participants and for our community as we grow this program into the future. And then, of course, though it's a separate entity, the HITEC Foundation is core to the work that we do at HITEC. It is our way of connecting with that next generation of Hispanic college students that are studying technology, that are looking for careers in technology. For those of you that were at the dinner in November, we raised more than $325,000 for Hispanic students through the HITEC Foundation. We are currently in the process of reviewing applications, and we'll be announcing soon the awarding of between $25,000 and $35,000 scholarships to Hispanic college students across the country. This is just one step, right? And we are fortifying our efforts to raise these dollars and award these scholarships, but we want to create a more holistic approach to how we support these students. We want them to know that they have a place in this organization, that they have a place in all of the companies that comprise the HITEC community. And so as we move forward, we're going to be asking for our corporate partners to make available internships, to provide mentors on behalf of our HITEC scholars, because that is what we need to do in order to help develop and support this next generation. I talked a little bit earlier about the growth, and by growth, we measure growth in a couple of different ways. Obviously, we measure it by the financial bottom line, although as a nonprofit, we look at things from multiple different bottom lines, including value and impact. But just to give you an idea, just 6 years ago, we had 11 corporate partners. In 2019, thanks to the work of the team and the board and Susana Ramirez, who's our director of development, we are up to 47 corporate partners. And I think that's a significant growth, and we're looking to continue to grow, not because we want to grow for the sake of growth's sake, but because we want to be that organization of choice for companies that really want to have an impact, that want to push the needle when it comes to diversity and inclusion for technology professionals within their organization. Those are the companies that we want to work with. So a little reflective of our EEP program over the years. We did a little change in the past. Our EEP participants were mentees. We're changing that a little bit. Now it's a fellowship program, and we are all a part of the same fellowship together as a community. So if you were an EEP in previous years, this alumni network of EEP fellows is part of this community that helps support each other and that helps lift each other up. And one of the things that I said to the EEP fellows when we had a chance to chat yesterday is, look, this is a lifetime thing. The program is 9 months, but we're not letting anybody off the hook once you graduate from this program. We want your commitment, we want you engaged, and we want you involved. And one of the asks that I had for this year's EEP Fellows class, and it's an ask that I have for anybody in the HITEC community, especially previous year EEP Fellows, is when you get a phone call from another HITEC member or an EEP Fellow, return that call. We're all busy. Return the call within 24 hours because somebody needs you, and one day you're going to need somebody else. And so that's part of the culture that we're trying to build through the EEP program. This is a list of our corporate partners, 47. And I want to do two things. I want to recognize our new corporate partners for this year. And we had an opportunity yesterday to welcome our new corporate partners, to do a little meet and greet with our board. But I want to take the time to recognize our new corporate partners right now. And please join me in welcoming them to the HITEC Familia. Amazon Web Services, Northwestern Mutual, Dell, HP Inc., Claro, DocuSign, and Grupo ASA. Please join me in welcoming these companies to our family. So what's next? Of those 47 companies that you saw right there, 17 make part of the Fortune 100. This is aspirational. We want to get to 100% of the Fortune 100. We want to communicate to everybody on that list, and we'll start with the 100, then we'll go to 500. But we want to communicate. We want them to understand the importance of our community, the importance of Latino leaders, and we want to work with them, right? Because we recognize that there are partners like Bank of America that understand the value of diversity. And there are others that I think might need a little bit of help, and we want to be that resource. We want to be the organization of choice for these companies as they think about and as they put into practice diversity practices, inclusion practices, and as they elevate Hispanic technology professionals within their organizations all the way up to the CEO office. If you email me, my email is omar@hitecglobal.org. And we aspire to be a global organization. We have aspired to be a global organization. This is a conversation we had at our board yesterday. We are going to, this year, take measures to take that next step to truly be a global organization and truly have a global presence. The HITEC 50 is part of that. We are working to connect with a HITEC community in Spain. As some of you might know, there is a HITEC Spain. I was in Madrid and met with some of the HITEC leaders there. We want to work to build that community and connect them to our HITEC community here. We also want to, and are working to connect the community in Mexico. And we're going to take steps to begin to develop a HITEC Mexico community. These are two steps. Ideally, we move further into the Americas, but we're committed to really growing our impact and growing our community at the global level. Also going to do it at the micro level as well. And we want to engage our corporate partners and our volunteers to begin to host regular HITEC meetups in your cities. We did one in Chicago. We want to do these on a more regular basis to bring the community together, to feed that sense of family, to feed that community in local markets so that when we come to these HITEC summits, we are more engaged with each other, we are more energized to contribute to the broader community. And I said this at the breakfast this morning. We are going to work to getting to 100% gender parity in everything that we do. HITEC 50 list, HITEC 100 list, our board of directors, attendees to these events, speakers, panels, everything that we do, because it's something, if we're going to our corporations and talking about diversity and inclusion, we also need to live that. And it's something that our board is committed to, it's something that our team is committed to, it's something that I'm committed to, and we're working to get there. We're not there. We need your help. But this is part of our values, and this is where we're going. I mentioned our board members earlier. This is our full list of our full board this year. Guillermo Diaz as our chair, Daryl as our treasurer, Rosa Ramos-Kwok as our vice treasurer, Thaddeus Arroyo, CEO of AT&T Business, a new board member, Andy Erlandson, general manager at Microsoft, also a new board member, Marcelo DeSantis, executive advisor at ThoughtWorks, Tony Diaz, managing director at Accenture, Lucia Suarez, profile CIO for the Americas at the Carlyle Group, Miriam Hernandez-Cacol with KPMG, Tim Campos, a new entrepreneur at Woven, Jesse Cortez from HPE, Juan Carlos Gutierrez, Monica McManus from Lockheed Martin, and a new board member, Adriana Torres from Oracle. Please join me in recognizing and of course our team, who without them this would not be possible. This is a picture of our full team, but I want to recognize Susana Ramirez, Viviana Costa, and Cristina Aguilera, who work with me every single day to put these events together, to build the HITEC community, and to build out our work on behalf of all of you. Also want to recognize some of our partners, Mian Media, who is an invaluable resource to us through marketing and communications. They make us look good every single day, so thank you. And of course, 305, which is our events production team, who put in countless hours to make these events work completely seamless. I am excited about the programming for this summit. I think that all of you will be impressed with the speakers and the topics that we have prepared for you these next 2 days. But I'm also looking to the future. So hoping that all of you will join us July 31st through August 2nd for our summer summit hosted by Freddie Mac. Connect with us via social media if you aren't already. And then I can rewind. And then finally, before I get off of this stage as my time is up, I want to ask you all to join me in saying thank you to Bank of America. The Bank of America team has been incredible to work with. It has been a pleasure, really a joy for me and our team to work with them to put this event together. I hope you have a great next couple of days, and thank you very much for being here.